To you live from this news center of the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. After the completion of the liquefied hydrogen corridor, the Sultanate of Oman will become a global hub for the production and exports of green hydrogen and a strategic partner in enhancing global energy security. Oman Air and Oman Airports hold their annual media meeting focusing on transformation, sustainability and aligning with Vision 2040. And the Telecommunications Regulations Authority media briefing highlights its latest initiatives, strategic plans and regulatory updates. Good evening once again, and thank you for joining us. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. The liquefied hydrogen agreement signed by the Sultanate of Oman with the Kingdom of the Netherlands represent the first global trade corridor in this sector. With the completion of the corridor's phases, the Sultanate of Oman will become a global center for the production and export of green hydrogen and a strategic partner in enhancing global energy security. The fourth edition of the Oman Hydrogen Summit will launch on December 1st under the theme Hydrogen Governance, Bridging Gaps, Driving Action. The summit is expected to attract more than 3,000 participants from around the world, including decision makers, developers, investors and research institutions. A press conference on the summit's activities indicated that several vital topics will be discussed, including local manufacturing, the localization of strategic components, local content development, the development of national competencies, and the enhancement of in-country value. The press conference explained that the Oman Green Hydrogen Summit is part of a broader framework that contributes to enhancing the Sultanate of Oman's readiness, expanding the scope of its global partnerships, and providing a supportive environment for investments and innovation. In a step towards shaping the future of aviation in Oman, Oman Air and Oman Airports held their annual media meeting today under the patronage of His Excellency Engineer Saeed bin Hamoud Al Ma'wali, Minister of Transport, Communications and Information Technology. Key announcements focused on transformation, sustainability and aligning with Vision 2040. I was present at this event and I had this report. Oman Air and Oman Airports held their annual media briefing today. The event showcased major achievements and bold plans driving the future of Oman's aviation sector. Oman Air reported a strong financial rebound, cutting losses by $200 million in 2 years and slashing operating costs by 19%. Passenger numbers topped 5.4 million, fueled by new routes like Amsterdam and expanded services to London and Moscow.
We've started adding new destinations for Oman Air, for example. Rome was one. We've just added Amsterdam, and we're also adding other destinations as we go. But at the same time, for the Oman Airports has a very good product. It is reasonable and it is fair that we also compete for outside operations, and you've seen this signature recent with Karbala Airport. What is very important is that patience in this case is a virtue, especially when you restructure a company. There are a lot of rumors as well that happens around. We have to be very careful about sifting what is right and what is wrong, and also asking the relevant parties when there is a doubt, basically.
With One World Alliance membership set for June and airfares kept on key domestic routes, the airline is prioritizing both global reach and local accessibility.
It is very important to know that the aviation sector is a sector that is very important in its own right. So it is an important economic sector that can grow, but it's also an enabler to other sectors: tourism, commerce, and industry, of course, logistics. But very important to understand that robustness and good foundation will allow you to grow. If you don't have good foundation, solid financial foundation especially, then you cannot grow.
Oman airports highlighted a 13% surge in passenger traffic and revenues exceeding 114 million Omani riyals. Salalah Airport is seeing a record capacity, now receiving direct flights from Europe.
So we've worked to make the passenger as the center of attention as far as the future strategy is concerned. And we will work, and we have started actually working very hard to improve our operational efficiency, but also put in place what guarantees an excellent experience for the passenger to go through our facility. And that involves digitalization of certain processes, that involves the customization of certain products that are provided to the passenger throughout his journey into our facilities. That will be the anchor towards improvement going forward to the future.
The company is investing in infrastructure, digital services and workforce integration, all geared towards a smarter, greener and more connected future. The briefing reaffirmed Oman's aviation strategy as a key pillar of Vision 2040, focused on sustainability, efficiency and global competitiveness. That's Oman Air and Oman Airports. The Telecommunications Regulations Authority held a media briefing today to highlight its latest initiatives, strategic plans and regulatory updates aimed at enhancing the country's digital infrastructure, supporting innovation and ensuring quality services for consumers. More detail in the following report.
The Telecommunications Regulatory Authority held its annual media briefing today to review key achievements in Oman's telecommunications and postal sectors. Officials highlighted significant growth across mobile subscriptions, internet services, and 5G deployment during 2024 as part of the country's drive toward digital transformation under Oman Vision 2040.
This annual media conference is held by TRA on an annual basis to discuss the main achievements occurred during the last year, 24, compared with the 23. And in terms of number of towers built by the operators and fiber optics projects, in addition to the regulatory authority decisions issued by TRA, and at the same time it's a chance to discuss with the media team the main points we would like to, or the message we'd like to send to the society.
According to TRA, mobile subscriptions rose by 7% to reach 7.5 million, while Internet of Things subscriptions jumped by 72%. Oman also recorded a 12% increase in 5G base stations, with broadband services now reaching 90% of housing units nationwide. Meanwhile, internet coverage in public schools hit 100%, marking a major milestone for educational connectivity.
Today in the media briefing, we saw good statistics and good numbers. It shows that the sector is growing rapidly, and it's promising for these SMEs companies, which is already we attract a number of them. Like we reached a 74 company working in the postal sector.
The briefing also showcased the sector's economic strength, with telecom revenues growing to around 920 million Omani riyals, and Oman ranking among the top 28 countries globally for mobile data download speeds. The authority reaffirmed its focus on expanding digital access, enhancing service quality, and empowering small and medium-sized enterprises in both the telecom and postal sectors. From boosting 5G networks to bringing Starlink satellite internet to remote areas, TRA is pushing Oman's digital ambitions forward. This is Afra Amr reporting for Oman Television, Muscat.
Thank you, Afra Amr Al-Namani. The Sultanate of Oman, represented by the Development Bank, hosted the 40th annual meeting of the Association of Development Financing Institutions in Asia and the Pacific under the patronage of His Excellency Engineer Saeed bin Hamoud Al Maouli, Minister of Transport, Communications and Information Technology. Once again, here is a report.
Over 100 delegates from development banks and financial institutions across Asia, the Pacific, and beyond brought together to explore strategies for sustainable growth, financial resilience, and digital transformation. This year's meetings underscore Oman's growing role as a regional hub for sustainable finance and development, promoting inclusive economic growth and innovation across emerging markets.
The economic gardening and impact on the development side. This is the key theme of this conference, and we hope by end of this conference to have a number of new ideas, a lot of collaboration as well with the international institutions toward our vision, Oman 2040 vision.
The meeting witnessed the signing of several strategic memoranda of understanding. These included an agreement with the new Rural Bank of San Leonardo of the Philippines aimed at strengthening cooperation in rural finance and inclusive banking. A tripartite memorandum of understanding between ADFAYAB and 5X IT Solutions from the Philippines and Synapsis Ltd from Sri Lanka was also signed to advance digital transformation under the ADFAYAB Net initiative. Additionally, the Agricultural and Rural Development Bank of Cambodia signed a memorandum of understanding related to its Seed to Market project, which focuses on enhancing agricultural value chains and rural enterprise development.
Some other portions linking to agriculture, starting from seed to market, a lot of different officials, and we are hoping that we'll be able to conclude with a signing ceremony soon in the next couple of days for an initiative for to develop to educate and support the complete agriculture sector, starting from the seed all the way to the market, which includes the technology, include the supply chain and the distribution channels.
We more focus on how we can help the local communities and nourish the local community to be more vibrant and more active than before, and we will see how we can help the vulnerable sector in the grassroots areas.
Throughout the day, delegates engaged in thematic discussions on inclusive development, the growth of medium-sized enterprises, and the role of finance in advancing sustainability and resilience. Special sessions spotlighted Oman's Vision 2040 with contributions from key national figures. Topics ranged from building entrepreneurial communities to aligning capital with development goals, with the speakers representing institutions from India, Malaysia, Indonesia, the Russian Federation, and Germany. Ruqayya Rashid Al-Khdairi, Sultanate of Oman Television, Muscat.
You're watching the Sultanate of Oman Television, and yet to come in our news bulletin. Winners of the second edition of the Omani Teacher Excellence Award competition are honored. Once again, welcome to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. The Foreign Ministry issued a statement as follows. The Sultanate of Oman expressed its condemnation of the attack targeting tourists in Pahalgam, Jammu and Kashmir in the Republic of India. The Sultanate of Oman affirmed its position in rejecting all forms of violence and terrorism, regardless of their causes and motives. It's expressed its sincere condolences to the Indian government and people and to the families of the victims, and its sincere wishes for a speedy recovery for the injured. The Municipal Council of North Al-Batin Governorate discussed at its meeting today the position of several equipment and the implementation of several services in the governorate's wilayas. The meeting addressed several topics, including the organization of public markets and commercial sites, which will contribute to raising performance efficiency and improving the level of services provided to citizens and residents. It also discussed monitoring ongoing municipal projects and identifying the most prominent challenges facing their implementation, emphasizing the importance of adhering to the specified timetables for their completion. The meeting was chaired by His Excellency Mohammed bin Sulaiman Al-Kindi, Governor of North Al-Batina, Chairman of the Municipal Council. The Leadership and Prosperity Business to Business B2B Forum, organized by the Small and Medium Enterprises Development Authority in the governorates of South and North Al-Batina and Al-Buraimi, kicked off in the Wilaya of Sohar. The forum has witnessed broad participation, including 44 private sector companies and government institutions, in addition to 100 small and medium enterprises from 10 diverse economic sectors. The forum aims to exchange knowledge and expertise between the two sides, enabling SMEs participants to exchange ideas and experiences with each other and with larger private sector companies. This contributes to the development of new business strategies and innovations that serve various sectors. The Ministry of Education celebrated the winners of the Omani Teacher Excellence Award for the second academic year of 2024-2025. The total number of teachers who won the award in its second edition was 25, including 5 female teachers from grades 1 to 4, 5 female and 5 male teachers from grades 5 to 8, and 5 female and 5 male teachers from grades 9 to 12. The ceremony included honoring the winners of the Our Parliament for the Child in its 4th sessions for 2025. The evaluation and excellence phase of the award comprises 2 stages. The first includes students' academic achievements, supervisory visits, reports, proficiency, and learning time. The second final stage includes educational practices, school activities, and events, professional development, and community partnerships. The ceremony was held under the auspices of Her Excellency Dr. Laila bint Ahmed Al-Najjar, Minister of Social Development. Coinciding with World Kidney Day, the Royal Hospital organized an awareness event under the theme "Prevention is Better Than Cure: The Importance of Early Diagnosis." The event aimed to raise awareness of kidney diseases in children and emphasize the importance of early screening and comprehensive health care from infancy. They also event shed light on the significance of monitoring the blood pressure of children starting from age of 3 as a prevention procedures to detect the kidney diseases. It also stressed on the role of the family and the school to instill the culture of healthy practices, as well as warning of using the medicines without a doctor's prescription. The Oman Cross Ages Museum, in partnership with the Directorate of Heritage and Tourism in Ad-Dakhiliya Governorate, hosted a discussion session titled "Through Our Heritage We Shape and Preserve Our Identity." The session highlighted how heritage is being preserved and put to work in the Ad-Dakhiliya Governorate. Once again, here is a report from there.
Historic monuments and landmarks are more than symbols of the past. They are part of the country's identity and a foundation for future development. These values guided a discussion session at the Oman Across Ages Museum, where stakeholders deliberated on how heritage is being preserved and put to work in the Ad-Dakhiliya Governorate.
Heritage sites hold historical and economic values. Therefore, the youth should invest in such sites to create added value for the community.
Renovating heritage sites using traditional methods remains a priority, not only to protect their original character, but also to create meaningful economic opportunities. The focus is on smart investment that turns heritage into a source of jobs and sustainable income, particularly for the youth.
Investing in historical sites is very important to preserve the heritage, provide job opportunities, and enhance the local added value.
By combining restoration with cultural innovation, the heritage sector is helping to grow creative industries and boost cultural tourism. These efforts aim to strengthen the national economy while ensuring Oman's rich history remains a living, active part of its future. Heritage preservation is a strategic pathway that links cultural legacy to long-term economic sustainability. Reporting from Oman Across Ages Museum in the Wilaya of Manah, this is Saleh Bukhalfan al-Rahbi, Ad-Dakhiliya Governorate.
Thank you, Saleh, and all of our reporter there, Ruqayya Al-Khidiri. This is the Sultanate of Oman Television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. After the completions of the liquefied hydrogen corridor, the Sultanate of Oman will become a global hub for the production and export of green hydrogen and a strategic partner in enhancing global energy security. Oman Air and Oman Airports hold their annual media meeting focusing on transformation, sustainability, and aligning with Vision 2040. And the Telecommunications Regulation Authority media briefing highlights its latest initiatives, strategic plans, and regulatory updates. And with that, we do conclude this news bulletin. Thank you for joining us, and good night.